This segment of DelmarvaLife is sponsored by AC Plant and Turf.
Well, the snow is melting, and if you look close enough, you just might start seeing signs of spring, maybe the sprout of a daffodil. Now, it seems early, but it really isn't. Spring is a little more than 3 weeks away. That means now is the perfect time to get your lawn and plants ready. And someone who knows exactly what you need to do now is Richie Thurman. He is an arborist and owner of AC Plant and Turf. Richie, good to see you in Historic Studio D.
Yeah, thank you for having me back.
So it's been a long, hard winter. We're not even a week out of the last snow, but you're saying now is the time to really start thinking about our summer yard?
Yeah, we've had a actual winter.
Yeah.
It's been 3-4 years before we've had one, which is actually good. We had kind of a drought at the end of last year, so having any type of rainfall or snow through the winter is good. The cold weather is actually good. The snow cover for your plants and especially turf is really good, but it's pretty much going to end quick.
Yeah.
And so what we find is a lot of people wait and then they realize, oh, I need to start taking care of my lawn, start taking care of my plant material, and they're kind of late to the game. So February, end of February, early March is really the time to start considering, what am I doing for my plants this year? What am I doing for my lawn this year?
Right. So what's the first step?
The first step is that we would like to say with clients when they start a lawn program with us is we always do soil samples. So the big thing that we do through the winter is constantly amending soil. We're on the Eastern Shore, we don't have great soil, so healthy soil gives you healthy roots give you healthy plants. So now is the time to call, have your yard evaluated. If you weren't happy with something last year, now is definitely the time to take a look at it.
Okay, so what kind of problems can we avoid with early intervention?
The big thing with us is we have a lot of problems with weed issues in this area. So for lawns, getting down your pre and post emergence early in the season, we'll actually start doing our residential lawn treatments on Monday. So we're February 15th and the 1st of March for Maryland is when we start. And that is the ideal time to get that first round down, because even though you're not seeing things necessarily greening up yet, everything, especially the weeds, are starting to germinate. So the earlier you can start those applications, the better. And as far as the plant care side, now's the time to start getting control of those pests. And we like to start early because also everything is a balance of time. And it's also a balance of looking at your property and making sure that you're getting rid of the pests without hurting the beneficial insects. So the best time to do that is when it's still cool.
Okay, so looking ahead, what should homeowners expect this season?
Well, we did have a drought last year. So even though it seems like we've just had a wet winter, we'll see some of those effects from that drought this year. So every year, especially on the Eastern Shore, we're always changing. Our climate seems to be changing here constantly. So every year we have new pest and disease issues. Right now, our arborists and agronomists are really looking at things going, we're going to have problems that are associated with drought from last year. So plants going into stress early. We'll probably see some winter dieback, especially if the ground got really cold before. You don't want plants freezing when they're dry. So if the ground's really dry and it's freezing, you'll see some dieback in plant material. So we've been seeing a lot of winter damage already. Our arborists have already been out evaluating what can we do to pull plants out of this kind of winter hibernation and some of the damage. How can we fix that early on?
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. You have a southern division here on Delmarva.
Yes, a few years ago we started our Selbyville office. We've worked in the Ocean City area and down through there, but we always want to make sure we're giving really good customer service. So coming from Lewis to Ocean City, we found, or into Berlin, was a little bit challenging to make sure that we were hitting those customer service points really good. So we built the Selbyville office. We basically set up to hit any of our customers within 20 minutes of our office. So it gives us a really quick response time for customer service calls or just our sales calls. And yeah, that office has been doing really good, and it's nice. It's a totally different area working in. Once you go over the Indian River Bridge, really the soil's different. There's a lot of different challenges for the southern part of our division compared to like the Lewis part. So yes, we're the same company, but always addressing new issues in different areas. So.
Yeah, and you're a family, locally owned family company, correct?
Oh yes, we're overwhelmed with family, which is a blessing. But yes, my brother and I run the business on a daily basis. My father-in-law retired, he works with us. My dad retired, he works with us.
Boy.
And It's actually really enjoyable. It's been just a huge blessing to have family every day and being surrounded by them. My dad's a really smart guy. My father-in-law is a really smart guy. So getting that extra little hit of wisdom here and there has been really nice. And my brother and I get along really well. So it's fun to go to work every day.
And I'm sure it shows in the work you do. Richie Thurman, thank you so much for coming in this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.